What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm giving you a full breakdown of my investment portfolio. I'll be showing you every account I have, every stock and ETF I own, why I own them, and what my plan is moving forward. I just want to start by saying I'm 19 years old, and one thing I've learned is that time is your biggest advantage. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to compound. With that being said, let's jump into the portfolio. Let's start with my Vanguard Roth IRA. I want to start with my Vanguard Roth IRA because this is the foundation of my investment strategy. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that allows your investments to grow tax-free. And as long as you follow the rules, you can withdraw those gains tax-free in retirement. Since I'm only 19, I have decades for retirement, so every dollar I invest today has a long time to compound. Because this account is meant for retirement, I keep it much more diversified than my individual brokerage account. My largest holding is VOO. VOO tracks the S&P 500, which means I'm investing in 500 of the largest companies in the United States. Instead of trying to pick every winner, VOO lets me own companies like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, Berkshire Hathaway, and hundreds of other great businesses all in one ETF. My second holding is VXUS. VXUS gives me international exposure by investing in thousands of companies outside of the United States. I have a lot of confidence in American businesses. I also want my retirement account diversified across global markets. My final holding is Google. Google is one of my highest conviction companies between Google Search, YouTube, Google Cloud, Android, and artificial intelligence. I believe the company has incredible long-term growth potential. Overall, this account is designed to be a strong foundation that I can continue adding to for decades. Next up is my Robinhood Roth IRA. This account is even simpler. I own VOO and VXUS. The goal here isn't to beat the market, it's to consistently invest into broad index funds that I believe will continue growing over the long term. I don't have to worry about consistently buying and selling because there are investments I'm comfortable holding for many years. Retirement investing doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes keeping it simple is the best strategy. Now that we covered my retirement accounts, let's move into my individual brokerage accounts. This is where I invest in companies I personally have the highest convictions in. These positions are naturally a little bit more aggressive, but because I'm only 19 years old, I'm comfortable taking on a bit more risk in exchange for high long-term growth potential. Let's start with Vanguard brokerage account. The first company is Amazon. Amazon is much more than an online retailer. AWS continues to dominate cloud computing, advertising continues to grow, and the company is heavily invested in artificial intelligence and automation. I believe Amazon is one of the strongest businesses in the world, and it's a company I plan to own for a very long time. Next is Nvidia. Nvidia has become one of the most important companies powering the AI revolution. Its chips are used in artificial intelligence, data centers, gaming, vehicles, and much more. While the stock has had huge moves over the last few years, I still believe Nvidia has an incredible future ahead. Next is QQQ. QQQ gives me an additional exposure to many of the largest technology companies in the NASDAQ. Since I believe technology will continue driving inventions for years to come, I like having extra exposure to this sector. Now, let's move over to Robinhood Brokerage account. This first company is Netflix. This has become one of my largest positions. Even though the stock has experienced pullbacks, my conviction hasn't changed. Netflix continues generating strong cash flow, expanding its advertising businesses, and growing internationally. If the business keeps improving, temporary price declines don't bother me. Next is Tesla. Tesla isn't just an electric vehicle company. Between full self-driving, autonomous energy storage, artificial intelligence, and robotics, I believe Tesla has multiple opportunities to become much larger over the next decade. It's definitely a versatile stock, but it's also one of my highest convictions investments. Next is Rocket Labs. Rocket Labs is one of my favorite small growth companies. As the commercial space industry expands, I believe Rocket Lab has the potential to become leaders through satellite systems, launch services, and eventually the neutron rocket. It's a high risk investment, but one I believe has tremendous long-term upside. I also own SpaceX. Being able to invest in one of the world's leading private space companies is an opportunity I didn't want to pass up. Between Starlink, reusable rockets, and future space explorations, I believe SpaceX has an incredible future. Finally, I continue adding to VOO because I also want broad market exposure alongside my individual stocks. One thing you'll probably notice is that my portfolio isn't perfectly diversified yet. That's intentional. At 19 years old, I believe time is my biggest advantage. I have decades ahead of me, so I'm comfortable taking a little bit more risk by owning companies I truly believe can outperform over a long term. That doesn't mean I ignore diversification. That's why I continue investing into VOO and VXUS while also building positions in companies I have strong convictions in. I also don't panic when stocks fall. If my investment thesis hasn't changed, then neither has my plan. Sometimes the best opportunities come when great companies become cheaper. That's my full investment portfolio update. I'd love to hear what you think. What's your highest conviction stock right now? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I post portfolio updates, stock market analysis, techno analysis, and investment content every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.